Just let go of both, let go and not let go out. Open completely, open beyond the open, have no limit. Not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, out, out without limit. To have a lot of conditions, a lot of boundaries, here, there, not going anywhere, stuck with the focus. If you are open wide, you stuck at being wide, going beyond narrow and wide. Don't be narrow in that wideness. Not going anywhere, not yet. So let go, both let go, not let go, out. Have no limit, out. Blooming out of the blooming. Bloom out of the blooming, not just to stuck or sustain the blooming. Everything, it isn't about stuck with everything. It has to let go of everything, going beyond everything. Have no limit, beyond everything. If it is not grasping, let it be beyond not grasping, not just being with the not grasping. If not grasping, don't stay with not grasping, going beyond that. Out, without limit, beyond grasping, not grasping. Out, from let go, not let go. Don't focus, don't identify. It is only open, close, that is still narrow, wide. It isn't just being with everything, not just everything. That's still not it. That is still a trace, that's still a trace. If you are with everything, you have to be beyond everything. Not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, out, out. Have no limit, out. Constantly remind yourself these sentences. Think of these sentences to dissolve conditions and boundaries. Constantly think of the sentence. Not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, out. Constantly out without limit. More. Constantly. Remind yourself to dissolve boundaries. Think of the sentences to dissolve any boundaries constantly, because you have a lot of limitation, a lot of conditions here, there. You have a lot of those. That is habit of delusive attachment, desire habit, delusion habit. Always want to cling, to hold, to attach. That is characteristic of delusive attachment. Always identify with feeling, emotions, stillness, or normal. That is not normal. In that normalness, if you still within the stillness, that is still something in that stillness. It is delusive attachment. So, if not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, without limit, out, out from grasping and not grasping. If not, out of not and not. Constantly remind yourself of these sentences to dissolve all conditions, boundaries, and limitations. If not grasping, don't stay with not grasping. Out from grasping, not grasping, beyond limit. If let go, don't stay with letting go. Have no limit, out from let go and not let go. So there is no more closing, blooming.
หมดไม่เอา
No more grasping, not grasping.
หมดไม่ไหม้
No more not or not.
หมดทุกข์หมดบ้า
No more closing, blooming.
หมดลด
No more attach, not attach.
ไม่มีขอบเขต
Have no limit. Beyond all boundaries.
เลยทิ้งไม่ทิ้งไปเลย
Beyond
ไม่ไหม้
let go, not let go.
ไม่มีขอบเขตออก
Beyond not,
เลยไม่
not,
ไม่
not.
ไหม้ไปเลยทิ้ง
Without
ไม่
limit.
ไปเลยสละเลยไม่สละไป
Beyond give up, not give up. Beyond let go, not let go. Out.
เลยเอาเลยไม่เอาไป
Beyond grasping, not grasping. Out. Beyond not and not. Have no limit. You won't get stuck at any condition, any state of mind. Beyond grasping, not grasping. Have no limit in a way that not grasping, both grasping, not grasping. Beyond both grasping, not grasping. Have no limit, dissolve and cleanse. Go on, not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, out. Have no trace, out. Have no limit, out from the out itself, more. It is something without limit. It is beyond both in or out. Even the out have to be out of the out itself. Have no limit, out, more. And if we dissolve all boundaries, we have a lot of boundaries, limitations, here, there, this, that, a lot of that. That is habit of karmic difficulties. Going beyond both not and not have no limit. Always go back to sustain and drown in certain state. Not grasping already, not grasping again, not grasping, both grasping, not grasping. That is beyond both grasping and not grasping. It will be light, light that let go of light, empty that let go of emptiness, blooming out of the blooming, awaken out of the awakening, brighten out of the brightening itself. Not grasping already, not grasping again, not grasping, both grasping, not grasping constantly. That is beyond grasping, not grasping, out, have no limit, out. From grasping, not grasping, blooming out of the blooming. Brightening out of brightening. Awaken, not stuck at awakening. That is when it is empty out all everything. Cleanse everything. Focus at anything that is karma. If you focus on anything, identify anything that is realm of existence. When you focus, you identify that is realm of existence. You create realm of existence by identifying, focusing. Not grasping, going beyond both grasping, not grasping, not grasping, both grasping, not grasping. Beyond not and not. Don't be stuck at not. That is it. Have no limit, out, beyond both not and not. Don't stuck with not.
ยิ่งกว่าเปิดลูกไม่มีขอบเขต
beyond
ออก
opening,
กว้างยิ่งกว่าแคบ
have no limit,
กว้างก็เลย
beyond narrow and wide. If it is narrow, beyond narrow.
ยิ่งกว่า
If it is wide, beyond wide. If it is open, beyond that open.
ไปแบบไม่เอามันทั้งเอาทั้งไม่เอานั่นแหละ
Out in a way that not grasping, both grasping, not grasping.
สลายตัวแค่นี้แค่นั้นให้เอง
Dissolve the focus.
ไม่เอามันทั้งเอาทั้งไม่เอาเนี่ยมัน
This not grasping, both grasping, not grasping. It is released. That release, the release. So constantly think of this sentence. It is blooming out of the blooming all the time. It released from the release all the time. Every time you think of the sentence.
ระลึกขึ้นมาล้างบ่อย
So constantly remind yourself of the sentence
ๆหลุดครั้งเดียวพอ
because you have a lot of attachment. It's not enough to think of the sentence only one time. It's not enough. It's not enough.
ตัวยึดมันเยอะไง
Because you have a lot of attachment, so you have to be constantly think of the sentence, not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, so that it is blooming out of the blooming all the time.
ทิ้งหลุดตลอดเลย
Release out of the release all the time.
หลุดแค่นี้พอแล้วหลุด
It's
แค่
not
นี้พอ
enough
แล้ว
to release only this,
ตัวหลุด
that,
หลุดพ้นมันยังไม่ทิ้งตัวหลุดพ้นเลย
because the release hasn't released the release yet.
ก็เป็นเพราะเป็นภูมิอ
It's
ริยะ
still
เป็นเพราะเป็นภูมิอยู่แล้ว
Realm of existence, even for noble ones. Not grasping, both grasping, not grasping all the time. That is release the release, blooming out of the blooming all the time.
สังสวัสดในสังสวัสดนอก
With
มันก็
the samsara, both the samsara within and the samsara without, inner and outer, all together.
เกียรติเกียรติระลึกขึ้น
Don't
มา
be lazy.
หาอะไรก็ไม่รู้ระลึกแบบ
You are lazy to think of the sentence, these sentences that I have given you, but you are not lazy of thinking of something else,
เยอะมาก
on the thoughts that create karmic difficulties and karma. You are very diligent to think of those.
ขยันบานทิ้งบาน
So be diligent to bloom out of the blooming, not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, everything. Have no limit in a way that not grasping, both grasping, not grasping.
ขยันสิ
Be
บาน
diligent.
ทิ้งบาน
Be diligent to bloom out of the blooming.
ขยันหลุดทิ้งหลุด
Be diligent to release from the release.
เบสิกเลยไม่มีขอบเขต
That's the basis. Have no limit.
ไม่มีมันก็
It's the foundation. It is the basis that doesn't exist.
ไม่มีเองมหาดำริ
That is the great thought, the great thought, the great compassion thought. That is the basis
ในการสรุปล้างทุกเรื่อง
to conclude everything.
เรื่องมาล้างทุกเรื่องพร้อมกันมันคัดเอาเลย
It's a big cut
ว่า
out.
ไม่มีขอบเขตมันไม่แค่นี้
Have
แค่
no
นี้
limit.
แค่โน้นไง
That is the basis. It dissolves all and everything,
แค่อะไร
all
แค่
focused,
หมด
all
แค่
identifying.
แค่
It is beyond all and
ไม่
everything.
มีขอบเขต
It is something without
ทำให้
limit.
ออกจากความปริวิตกความกังวลในสิ่งนี้สิ่งนั้น
You are out of worry
จาก
or
ความลังเล
concern,
ความสงสัย
out of hesitation and
เอา
doubts,
ไงไม่เอาไงเนี่ยมัน
out
เลยทะลุ
from all the questions of what to do, what to
ไม่
think.
มีขอบเขต
When you think of
ไม่เอามัน
no
ไม่
limit,
เอาเลยวิตก
no
เลย
limit
ปริวิตกเลยกังวล
in a way of
เลย
not grasping, both grasping, not
เอะ
grasping.
เลย
It is beyond all questions, doubts, hesitation, and habits.
ที่มันสงสัยว่ามันจะเอาไง
When you have questions, you have doubts because you want to grasp on something, grasp on opinion, meaning. That's why you hesitate.
ไม่มีขอบเขต
So
ไปแบบ
have
ไม่
no
เอา
limit
ทั้งไม่เอา
out
นั่น
in a way of not grasping, both grasping, not grasping.
มันจะหมดภาระได้ทุกอย่างพร้อมกันหมด
It will end on the burden of all matters
มอบระบบ
together.
พันให้แล้ววัชระให้แล้วสรุปพร้อมกันด้วยไม่ใช่ตัดทีละอย่างสองอย่างมัน
I have given you a method that is very sudden, very immediate.
เอาเหมือนกันมันก็ตัด
From not grasping, both grasping, not grasping. It cut for everything. It's a big cut out.
ไม่ใช่แบบสวิตช์แล้ว
It's not a separate switch.
ใช้เนื้อหาตัดสรู้เนี่ย
Used this essence of enlightenment to cut and cutting for everything simultaneously. Be diligent.
ไม่งั้นเดี๋ยวกายอุปโลกวาจาอุปโลกมโนอุปโลกก็กรรมทั้งนั้น
Otherwise, when you use
มันจะพาวุ่นวาย
words, thoughts, or any action,
กรรม
those always create karma.
สลายไปด้วยล้างไปด้วย
So dissolve whatever you assume up to use.
ไปหลงตั้งเอาอะไรมาตัวหลง
You are
ตั้งเอา
deluded
มันจะสะท้อนกลับมันจะสอน
To set your mind for something.
ว่ามันจะเวทนาอะไรมันจะนิวรณ์อะไรมันจะ
That intention
จะ
will give a result that give you a lesson.
จะตีกลับจะสอนหมดทีนี้ก็ให้ไปด้วยกันแบบไม่เอามันทั้ง
So now go together with everything in a way that not grasping, both grasping, not grasping.
จิตธรรมทิฏฐิความเห็นความหมาย
And any time that you are deluded to grasp on something, opinion, meaning, or anything, you will feel uncomfortable.
จะปั่นป่วน
That is how they teach you, how it teach you.
ขี้เกียจ
You are lazy.
ขี้เกียจสรุป
Lazy
เอง
to conclude
มาล้าง
the conclusion.
ก็จะบื้อชมนกชมไม้ชมหาชมเหวอะไร
Only go on, enjoying the view, here, there, this,
คิดว่ามัน
that.
ใช้ได้แล้วธรรมดา
And you think that feeling normal in that way is okay. It is not.
มีธรรมดาได้ไงก็มีตัณหา
There isn't any normalness. There is still a desire in that being normal.
อ่อนๆก็ธรรมดาก็หลงธรรมดา
That is still a delusion of feeling normal.
อะไรตรงกลางอะไรตรงริม
That's
อะไร
nothing
ในธรรมดาอะไรในไม่ธรรมดา
in the middle
มีอะไรซ้อน
or on the side. Even being normal, there is still something overlaying.
อะไรนิ่งๆอะไร
Or
นิ่ง
when you are feeling still, being still,
ซ้อนไปหมด
there is still something, delusive attachment, desire overlaying that stillness.
ที่มันซ้อน
It is still a cause of suffering that overlaying in that stillness. You are deluded to think that it is okay, not okay. There is still something in that being okay, not okay. There isn't any okay or not okay actually.
ดังนั้นก็จากไม่เอา
So
เอาทั้งไม่เอา
just not grasping, both grasping, not grasping.
หลุดทิ้งหลุดง่าย
Release from the release, bloom out of the blooming.
ขยันระลึก
Be diligent to remind yourself to enlighten.
ไม่งั้นมันจะไปตกอยู่ในภาวะ
Otherwise,
ใจมันนิ่ง
You will be with your delusive attachment, being still with the stillness, stuck in knowing, seeing stillness or normal or indifference. And it will be beyond both narrow, wide, have no limit. No limit that is beyond both narrow and wide. You are lazy. You are lazy without knowing that you are lazy. When you are still, that is lazy already. When you are indifferent, that is lazy. When you feel normal, that is lazy as well, because you are lazy, too lazy to think of the sentence to enlighten for the samsara and yourself.
ไม่เอามันทั้งเอาทั้งไม่
So
เอา
not grasping, both grasping, not grasping all the
จะได้ไม่
time.
มีขอบเขตกันตลอด
So everything has no limit altogether all the time.
ทุกอย่างมันก็ไม่มีขอบไม่มีเขตอยู่แล้ว
Actually, as it is, the way it is, all things have no limit.
แต่ระวังนะ
But be careful.
เตะเข้าประตูตัวอยู่แล้วอะไรอยู่แม้แต่อยู่แล้วนี่ก็ไม่มี
Even the way things are, or as it is, be
ประโย
careful.
คนี่ไม่ใช่ให้เอาไปยึดไปเกาะ
Don't hold on to any sentence. Every sentence has to dissolve itself.
เอาไปยึดเอาไปเกาะได้ประโยคนั้นก็เป็นสังสารวัฏทันที
If you hold on to any sentence, it becomes samsara right away.
ขี้เกียจ
You are
ไม่
lazy.
รู้ว่าตัวเองขี้เกียจ
You are so lazy that you don't realize that you are lazy. Being still, being normal, being indifferent. Whatever it is, from not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, that is to enlighten and enlighten for everything. And in the future, you won't be deluded to search for any Buddha or wait for any Buddha. Be the essence of the Buddha yourself. You don't have to look for any refuge. Do it yourself. The essence of enlightenment don't need any refuge, don't need any master or teacher. You are looking for master, teacher, or refuge because you have desire and delusive attachment or delusion. The essence of enlightenment doesn't need any master, teacher, or any refuge. There is no one holding on to anything. The essence of enlightenment. It is either the refuge itself or anything in being in the refuge. It's not having, both having, not having.
ไม่มีมันทั้งมีทั้งไม่มีสำหรับสรรพสัตว์แล้วมันก็จับไม่เอาทั้งเอาทั้งไม่เอานั่นแหละ
Not having, both having, not having is the same as not grasping, both grasping, not grasping. When not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, that is when there is nothing, both having and not having. If you think that you're not having anything and that is it, there isn't any not having, because it's not having, even the not having itself. When you think that not having, that is desire, a thought that comes from desire, that is fooling you. It's the same as when you think that you are empty. So, in conclusion, from not grasping, both grasping, not grasping, everything, and it will help dissolve any desire that overlaying, knowing, seeing. Dissolve any grasping that overlaying, knowing, seeing. You've been attached to the grasping. every knowing, every seeing, every thinking, every thought. You hold on, you grasp on every thought, every thinking. That's why I say there are a lot of graspings. Even when you're feeling normal, it's only desire that create opinion, meaning, and you hold that opinion and meaning. That is all fantasy, day and night. Imagination. There isn't any emptiness, but only you think that there is emptiness. Empty or not empty, only desire that create that thought, empty and not empty. There isn't any meaning, even the no meaning itself. That is the habit of delusive attachment that hold on to meaning, opinion. A lot of those. So, not grasping, both grasping, not grasping all the time, and you dissolve this cause of suffering. It is a delusion, a subtle kind of delusion when you think that you're not having anything. You still have something in that knowing, seeing. When you stuck, you hold on to knowing, seeing. You are deluded, but without realizing. You are attached so much that you don't know that you are attached.